Yes, here.
Teddy Ross cannot attend. I'd like to call the meeting to, well, we gotta do, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, sir.
Pledge of Allegiance
Just
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have the minutes that were prepared by Petrie of the August 18th, 2014 meeting. If you haven't looked them over, please do so. And once you have looked them over, I'd be glad to entertain a motion for approval or amendment or whatever.
It's not a big deal, but my name's spelled wrong on the second page.
Well, that would be because Petrie did it.
Yeah.
We'll correct that.
Mine also.
Pardon me?
My name is misspelled also.
Where, in the attendance? Yeah, you got enough extra D in
It's right in
yours?
the attendance.
Yeah,
somewhere
it's all over, actually,
Yeah.
now that I'm looking at it.
All right, so you need to correct the spelling of the commissioners' names wherever they are misspelled.
Yeah, on the first, or well, the back page of the first page, Myers is spelled wrong 2 or 3 times, 2 times.
Good.
But otherwise, it looked fine. I make a motion to
Approve the amendments as-
approve, that's it.
Minutes as amended?
Approve the minutes as they are with amended commission names.
Second.
Frank Myers, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, is that, you have the minutes of July 21st, 2014?
Yes.
Do we have 2 of them? Oh, that's, okay, we need to approve the agenda of August 18th, 2014. I'm kind of screwed up here.
Motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
Agenda, George, second by Jamie. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, now, I will introduce the evidence and ask for a motion for acceptance. The evidence is the codes and ordinances of the City of St. Genevieve, including the landmarks and historic preservation ordinance, and the adopted design guidelines, and the staff report with its attendance exhibits. Motion? James getting tired of motion.
Well,
So
it's just a lot to say.
No, just, I said it.
Make a motion to accept as stated.
All right,
There
so,
you go.
City administrator.
I second that.
Eddie Littrell, Jamie Bond. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so we've gone through all those ministerial items. We now have the business action of the agenda. So for your consideration is HPCA 14-0821A, a request to install new vinyl windows and replace 12 wooden ones, 1/1, with 1/1 vinyl windows, and to cover the original asbestos siding with vinyl siding. The request is at 944 Market Street. The owner, Mary Ann Roth, is the applicant, and she is here. And normally, Mary Ann, the procedure is that you just informally inform the board as
Okay,
to
what
what
I
it
want
is
to
you want to do and why you want to do it.
Okay, be glad to. Okay, as you can see on the pictures, I did replace the front porch, which I did get permission from Brenda. I made application for the permit and got that.
And I'd like to point out that the staff report could be interpreted to say that you did it without a permit.
Right,
That
it
is
does
not
say
true.
that. That's why I wanted to make that point. It says I didn't do it, but I did. And I put it basically back the same way it was. All I did was exchange the wood material for the vinyl because I had replaced and repaired it twice and could not get the wood anymore for that porch, and I was in process of losing my roof if I didn't get that replaced. So I couldn't get that. And the reason why I'd like to now put the windows on is because I have air leaks through those windows. They've been on there. I moved in that house in '74. The windows have been in there since then. So it's air leaks. And that's why I'd like to replace them. 2 of them are completely broke. And I'd like to replace all of them to help with the heating in the winter time. And as the vinyl siding, I would like to replace that because it is the old siding, and there are some broken places down along the foundation. Bugs get in through my windows because of the air leaks. They get in through the foundation because it does not cover all the way down in a couple places. But you can't, I have looked into this. I have done everything I can to do this, and we did repaint the house several years ago, for the simple fact is that at that time I was looking for insulation. Well, I went into this, they can't insulate it. It has firewalls, and you can't blow them in, or fireboxes, or what they call them. Yeah, and they can't insulate them unless they go on the outside and put holes down your outside. Well, when you do that, these shingles have been on there for so long, all you have to do is just hit them with your fist and they bust. So it's just not feasible, and I would like to have a better winter than I had last year, financially.
So would we all.
Because it was kind of hard to heat that, and it was expensive, and I'm on a fixed income, and since my windows did break, and I'm having problems with that, I thought this was a good time to do it all at once, if it's feasible with the board. But I have tried to keep the house up, and I know it's an older house, but 2 doors down from me is the same type of house, and they have siding on it. Across the street is the same type of house on the corner, they have siding. And I can't see where this would really, because I'm not changing anything. I've kept the house intact the way it was.
The house looks very good as it is.
Yes.
So well kept and neat, and I like the
mean,
color.
you can see someone cares for the house.
Oh, I care very much for it.
Yeah.
And I don't like to lose it, but right now I'm having the problem of the heating in the wintertime is costing me. And I'm on a fixed income, and that bill was kind of high. And I put a lot of layer of clothes on so I can take the furnace down and not have to run so much.
So were you going to insulate before you put the vinyl siding on?
Yes, that's what Eddie Fisher was going to do it, and he said that he would insulate.
How is he going to insulate?
He's going to drill them holes and blow it in.
Is that what he's gonna do?
I don't
Better be
think,
very careful or you'll have
I think what he wants to
condensation
do is
down on
wrap
the
it.
bottom
Yeah,
plate.
he's just gonna put that
Fanfare on it.
Yeah, that wrapping around it with
8-inch.
the insulation.
But you can't, I mean, that's fine with a modern wall, but it doesn't work with an old house. You put insulation on the outside, you trap the moisture inside the wall, it comes in, it condenses, it goes down on the sill, and you rot it out the sill, and once you've done that, you've ruined the wall.
Well,
I don't know how he's gonna do
They
it.
do it all the time, but there's going to be some very short-lived houses because of it.
Well, maybe he has the idea of blowing it in and then putting it on.
Well, didn't you say they already blew it in? 'Cause you
No,
can
we
just
don't,
hit it.
there is no insulation in those walls whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
And
So
I've
they'll
had people to look at it.
Come in with a
and-
hole above and below the fire stop and blow in insulation.
Well-
And then side it.
How are you gonna get it to go?
No, that's fine.
Because
Just-
ever so often, you're gonna,
That's not gonna cause the problems that Frank's talking about.
oh, no, I know.
yeah. And the insulation value of what they put on before they put vinyl siding on is kind of misleading.
Yeah, it is. I'm still,
Right.
I imagine, because the basement is old, I'm still gonna have some air leaks on the floor part, but at least I won't have the air, because I did put a new roof on, and that did help some. But the air is coming in through the windows.
I'm aware of your home, and I'm
Yeah, you've been there.
It's a beautiful home, she takes very good care of it. I would like to know if you're doing the vinyl siding for the cosmetics of it, or for the insulating value of it.
I would like to do it for the insulation, and because I can't repair the shingles that are on there. They're not out there anymore.
What,
And-
They can be
no.
found, we've got them.
What is under the shingles?
I have no idea.
Well, you said it was, some of the bottom ones were broken.
They're right at the concrete, where the concrete and the house rests on the concrete.
Concrete.
Yeah, it looks like it's right up against it.
It
Yeah,
is.
but I can't imagine a house that was 1900 or 1915. I don't think it was built with asbestos. I would suspect there's wood siding under there.
I have no idea. I don't know. Because it was my husband's family's.
Right.
And I have no idea what's in there. I know there's about 4 floors on it. Because I know when you go to the basement, you can see floor running this way. And you go upstairs and you see floor running this way. And then I was fortunate to be able to take off. The living room floor had not been, back then, they must have cemented whatever kind of stuff they put on, and then put the tile on top of it. You can't get it off. It won't come off. And underneath, they've had plywood put under there. And the only floor that I could do anything with was the living room floor. And I did. I took all that varnish off and I restained that and brought it back to the natural wood. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that to the whole thing, but they went and tested all the floors and they can't be done. Because you don't know what's underneath all that. So that was the only floor I could do anything with.
Well, I had a little bit of concern in that it is in a historic district. One of the objectives of the historic district is to keep things looking old, and a vinyl building doesn't look old.
Well, then, can I ask you how these other people have got sidings on theirs?
Well-
With the same concept, with the same building that was in that area at that time, was built at that time?
When did they put the siding on?
I have no idea. That Beckerman put his
Is
on
that
not too long ago.
What they did in the past is really,
Well, Beckerman hasn't had his on that long.
They just built a brand new home right next to yours, didn't they?
Yeah,
Right
Stuckey
next to a
did,
beautiful
John
home,
Stuckey.
it doesn't suit the historic
But 2 doors
district
down,
either.
that other poor
Well, I'm
boy.
just saying that
Yeah.
home doesn't suit the historic district either.
No,
The style of the home and the build-up.
well, neither does Melker's across the street.
I just hate to see, which has nothing to do with landmarks for me to say, but I know you personally see the investment for the vinyl siding when, and we can talk, but.
Well, if anybody's got a suggestion and they want to come and do it, that's fine with me,
Well,
because I have no idea what to do with it to
Yeah, we'll go
get a
over-
little warmth in there.
Because,
The windows I need, because I've got broken windows.
vinyl for the insulation value is, I believe what you have on there now would outlast the new vinyl that you have on there.
Yeah.
Okay, with the weed whip and the lawnmowers and all that, and I know the pieces can be replaced, because I've replaced them around town.
Oh, can you find them?
Yeah, you can even get synthetic ones made, just, you've got a big investment, and, will.
Well, if I can get the
insulation
thing
value-
heat-wise, if I can get the new windows on and I can get some way to preserve the heat in the house,
the
that's fine
windows
with
will
me.
amaze you what they.
I mean, that's fine
what
with
they've
me.
seen.
I'm happy with that.
the insulation value of the walls is not nearly so important as the ceilings. That's where your heat goes, out the
Mhm.
roof and the attic. But even more than insulation problem, in most old houses, if you run an energy audit on them, where you're losing it is through air coming in through the cracks around the windows.
Well, that's what I've got, they're coming in there.
I agree, but there's a,
Mhm. We have a rental home, and they drilled the holes and put insulation down and then up.
Yeah.
And I will say it saved a ton of money.
Oh, yes, that's,
And,
Then how do you repair the outside? Because when they hit these shingles, they're gonna break.
they can do it from inside.
mhm.
They can put them inside.
Well, and they did it on the outs.
Tear all them walls up I
No,
got
no,
in
no.
there?
You
How
just-
long
They'll
has it
drill
been there?
little holes. I've seen it
How
done
long has
pretty
it been in?
recently, new homes.
2
And
years.
then they cap
Oh,
them.
right,
It's,
frame house.
it's
Yeah,
that
it
expense
was
compared to putting
1930s
vinyl
house,
siding on them.
but-
still.
Yeah,
that's
I know it's,
very
it's,
long
it's,
as it
it's
was
an expense,
expensive.
but,
No, really.
I had
Well,
no
the
other,
audit,
I
the
didn't
amount
have
of
any
money
other
spent
solution, I didn't know
Right.
what else to
But
do
what-
because I wanted
Just
fixed
wait till we
income.
get the
Right.
bill.
And,
What you're here for today is the
For what?
Wait
vinyl
till
siding,
you
the
get
vinyl
the
windows.
bill.
Mhm.
And then you can regroup if you want a vinyl sign from hearing and asking and talking, but,
well, yeah, I can explore if I get the windows
Right,
in, I
right,
can
let's-
explore the siding
let's go
later
on.
and see what else options are out there.
let's go ahead and take care of this. At least you have it if you need to, and then, I'll talk to you, and you can measure some other ideas. I was hoping Fisher would be here to talk for you, so we could get him to say the R value of the 1/8" insulation, the backing they put around it, and wrapping a home helps.
I don't know how he's doing it, he just said it could be done, that's
Right.
all he told me.
Right, so,
So I had no idea what he was going to do, he
Yeah.
didn't explain it.
right. So,
But I know the windows I need, because I have a lot of air around those windows.
Have you, or do you have storm windows on them?
Mhm.
What, aluminum or,
They're aluminum.
yeah. Where's the air coming through then?
It's coming through the wood that's around the windows. Because that's the storm windows, if you can see, the storm windows are there. They're metal, but there's wood all the way around it. There's wood on the outside. But I don't know where the air's coming in, but you can sure see it because the curtains will blow.
Oh, I don't have that big.
yeah,
Normally, that's taken care of with a caulking gun, not replacing the
Well,
whole
we've
window.
caulked it, but it's not held. I've done a lot of work on that
Yeah.
house. A lot. Because when I moved into it, all the wiring was completely redone on that house.
Mhm.
And that was in '74. All the wiring was, all new wiring put in, everything was put in new.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to entertain a motion to approve it?
yeah, do we need to do the windows as one motion and the siding as another, or?
Well, you can go ahead and approve the windows on a motion and then table the siding if you want to get with her and work on looking at other options.
Yes. Well, she came here tonight to get approval for both, so I guess we'll go ahead and,
Well,
I'll make a motion.
I was wanting to get approval for the siding if there was nothing else I could do.
Right.
As inlaid to coming back.
That's what I understand, right? I'll make a motion to approve the windows as stated. And since I drove by the house, I know it's kind of against the vinyl siding, but I drove by the house, I looked in the area. There are vinyl houses in the area, and I know some of us think that what they did then doesn't matter now, but the public thinks what they did then does matter now, and we don't need to get into that. Brand-new home built right next to her house, which doesn't suit the historic district. Beautiful home, big investment. She stated that for her to keep her home, she has to try something. And she's explained to us that she's kind of ignorant of insulation values and that, but she'd like to be prepared. So I'm making a motion to approve the windows and the vinyl siding on the house. All is one. Improvement for the home.
I make a motion to second it because I feel whenever, well, I make a motion to second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve both the windows and vinyl siding. All in favor? I tell you what, I sense that you're not unanimous. I'm going to do a roll call.
There you go. Good way to do it.
Amy Bowman,
Approved.
you made the motion.
I seconded.
Frank Meyer,
No, based on the evidence introduced and the staff recommendation.
Eddie Latrell,
Yes.
George
Approved.
Leader,
Yes.
we have 3 yeses, 1 no.
You're good.
I don't know,
So I can go put my windows in?
not until I notify you tomorrow if you have a certificate of appropriateness.
Yes,
I need to
okay.
research whether this is one of those boards that requires a majority of the board or just a majority of those present voting. If it's a majority of the board, we would need 4 positive votes.
All right.
If it's just a majority.
I'm pretty sure we need a majority of the board.
Yeah, so I'll let you know.
I'll wait till I hear from you then.
Barring that,
Can we entertain another motion? Or, you know, maybe there's a chance that we could approve the windows, but just not the vinyl siding? Can we entertain another motion that way?
yes.
Okay.
Well, I would like to mention my thinking behind this. Without going on to your property, I looked to see if I thought that there was any clapboard underneath the siding that's
I
presently on
have
there.
no idea, really.
And I don't think there is, because we can usually kind of tell because there's a gap, you know?
Yeah,
And I didn't notice that, but I did notice how the windows are in there and they're kind of askew in places, so that led me to believe that there were other gaps. And then I'm looking in the historic district, and whenever people come to St. Genevieve and they're looking at a historic home, I mean, I'm thinking of, like, you know, the Bolduc House and
yes.
other places, and I feel like that house is so similar to other ones on the street, and not necessarily that it has vinyl or that it has, or that you want vinyl or that you want vinyl windows, but in the structure of it, and the 1/1 and what people look at. So that
Well,
is
without
why.
taking sides, because it'd be inappropriate for me to do that.
Right.
I can say that tourism is not the primary motivation for historic preservation. While it's important for us to have tourists, the Landmarks and Historic Preservation Ordinance exists for purposes other than the attraction of tourism. And so those interests should be considered when we're making our decisions relative to
Well, I feel
application of the ordinance.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I feel that it is still improving the house,
I'm not,
and it.
I'm
yeah,
taking a position on the
I'm
house.
still that it's
Right.
still improving it,
Yes, I am.
and the way down into the district, and, I mean, she's still preserving the house, because I feel like the clapboard is gone, so you're not gonna be able to
I'm-
take it, I don't feel like it's gonna be taken back any way. I don't,
I don't think it's there, I don't know. But it's just,
if the clapboard was there, I kind of feel like I would be on the other side.
but I don't think it is, because that house has been, I know from what he has said, that house has been redone several times. Because it started out just as 2 rooms.
Yeah, but when you redo a house of that era, it probably would not have had asbestos shingles on it when it was built.
Might not have, I don't know.
So it had to have something on it. It was
Yeah.
probably a horizontal siding, a horizontal lap siding. When they, in the 30s, whenever it was done, there was this compulsion of people to put something new on, just like there is today. Then it was asbestos or asphalt. Today it's vinyl. They're a mistake then, and it's a mistake now to put vinyl on an old house. I don't object to using it on a newer house, which is designed, the walls are designed for vinyl. But if you put it on an old one, you won't see it probably a lot of things like I do, I'm not gonna see the results of it.
Me
But
either.
it's not
I'll
gonna
be
do,
right.
it's not gonna do the world any good.
Uh-huh.
And it's not gonna save you a whole lot of money unless you get rid of the infiltration. And I think the infiltration can be accomplished by repairing your wood windows and making sure there's no gaps between those and the storm windows. I don't know, I haven't inspected, that's normally the case.
Mhm.
Contractors like to sell new windows. But I think you can get better results over the long term by repairing the old ones and making sure you have good storm windows on them.
Well, I don't know.
But it's basically your call.
So, Mr. Tillman, do we need to retract that last?
No, that motion will stand, but you could introduce an additional motion, including just the windows.
The vinyl siding,
Should it, my research reveal that the majority of those present and voting was good, then she has permission for both. If not, she would have permission for just the windows.
yeah.
And then she would have to revisit the siding issue by looking at other alternatives or however she chooses to proceed.
Would the commission look at the vinyl siding different if there wasn't clapboard board under the asbestos shingles? Would that make a difference to the,
It would to me, yeah.
okay, so.
Because then you would be in a desperate situation.
Right, so so that gives her a chance to have the contractor something to visually see, because we ran into a house not too long ago that the contractor said there wasn't any clapboard board under it, and we allowed it. And maybe we can notify her now that if she wants to come back when she identifies if there's a clapboard board under it or not.
That would just be until just take a piece of the shingle off or someplace.
Somebody can tell
Very
without.
few
Oh,
pieces
okay.
in an inconspicuous place.
Right.
Mhm.
Does
See
anybody,
what's under there.
does anybody know the date the house was built?
Since 1900, sir.
Well, I don't know exactly, but
It
it
was-
appears to be before 1904.
One of
As a
the,
Yeah, it was
reference.
on the thing that his family's had through the years, it's
So
about that thick.
1904, I
It's
see
1902 is in the thing.
Okay, because I
the
see that.
national
In the courthouse.
landmarks examination is 1900, the Missouri
Okay.
study is 1950.
So,
I think of 1900 is probably that.
Yeah, 1902 was on the courthouse.
right.
And it's on that thing, 1902, when it was.
Okay, that's an option you have. You go and see if there's clapboard board. That even might change everything in your mind too, what to do. Because the asbestos shingle nailed onto a stud with no insulation and your plastered wall inside.
That's what I think it is.
And if there's clapboard board there and your vinyl siding is just going to be for cosmetics.
Because
We'll
in the
talk about
front, if you go to hang a picture, the nail will bounce back at you. And I do know from being in the attic that the two rooms, the front of the two rooms is 2x4s with brick in
Yeah,
there.
brick knocking,
That's
yeah.
it. And there's no boards on the outside of that attic. It's just a shingle there.
That's unusual. 'Cause it's-
And you're
But
not-
it's brick.
and you just want it done before winter, yay or nay.
Yeah, I'd like to have it done so that
So probably
so my
better
cost
if
is not so high.
If she just goes and sees the clapboard board, and then we can, make a motion for both of them again, or
Just one. We got the windows.
If
No, we got them both.
if she did the windows, I understand she would place the order and get the windows done right away.
Yes, I'd like to get the windows done as quick,
yeah,
and then
Make a
see
motion, I already
what's
did.
under there and have him to look and see what he can find. What's under there, really.
So can we make a second motion?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'd like to entertain a second motion to approve the vinyl windows as she wants to do them,
Okay?
and then we'll investigate the siding a little bit further.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that.
I'll second that.
Try and get it in by winter, because I don't want to change anything to the house.
No.
And
Okay.
the house is in good condition inside.
Yeah.
Eddie's been in there.
Yeah.
Motion made and seconded by roll call vote. Frank Meyer?
I want the lady to be able to repair her house and keep it in better shape. But I really don't think that is the way to do it, and I know that it's against the evidence presented and the staff's recommendation, so I'm going to have to vote no.
Okay, Ed Latrell,
Yes.
George Weiner,
Yes.
Aye.
Jamie Inman, yes. Okay,
And
we have
Jim
the same, Bowman. We have the same result.
Now,
And I will let you know what my research reveals to me.
Okay.
If it's a majority of those present, then both are approved. Yeah,
By primary.
yeah, it's majority of
Yeah.
the commissioners, not total number of commissioners, and they can look.
Well, then should I have Eddie to come and check out the siding? Because he's going to put the windows in, because some of the windows are not
All right, let me ask this
exactly in there.
question
You don't
then.
have approval
If-
yet.
If Eddie comes, and I'd be glad to kind of be present,
Okay.
so I can testify
A
what
witness?
I saw.
Okay, sure.
And there is no clapboard, which you stated would affect
That's
your
what I
opinion.
feel it is, yeah.
Then would you be willing to have a special meeting to reconsider this?
Sure.
Okay.
That way you don't have to wait a month.
Yeah.
in that
Okay,
case,
so I
probably
can
put
get in
it
touch with
to
Eddie,
final
and
like
then
over there.
he can get in touch with you to come down?
Yeah, we'll come down and knock around and figure it out.
Yeah.
Now, we can review this motion again when we have a bigger quorum, a bigger, when we have more commissioners here. We could go over the same,
Yeah.
yeah, we can ask
I
for,
mean, right now, we have two motions, both of which were voted on with the same result.
right.
If I discover that they stand as decided, then there's nothing else to do. It's determined. If, as I suspect, it requires a majority of the membership, then they fail. And we would have to revisit it. We'll call a special meeting, we'll do the further investigation, we'll come back in a week or however long it takes to figure it out. And we'll see if we can't get Ms. Roth on the road to Warren this winter.
Yeah, it would be nice. I'd like to get more efficient. I don't want to leave my house.
So we'll review it,
Okay.
I think it'll work out, so okay.
Because I like my house. I like where it's at.
Well, it's a nice
Takes very good
location,
care of it.
and this is a tractor house.
And it's-
Well, and then you
And
have
can
people
see
coming
it's
in,
well
and
kept.
you have people coming in, so I try to keep it looking. I'm always doing repair.
And them and those old windows with the storm window has a better R value, almost guaranteed in the final replacement windows you're gonna buy. So there's a lot of, common sense with Frank saying that if you could just find the leaks and use what you have, your money in the bank, and you've got a good R value. I've seen your windows. I was really surprised when I seen this, and I was worried that maybe a contractor was just trying to.
Well, I have two of them that really need,
Right.
three of them actually really need
Right.
replacement bad.
I was worried that a contractor, and then I seen the name of the contractor, but there's a lot of contractors come out and tell the homeowners a lot of things that aren't,
Yes.
but, I like the idea, look them over and see what you got.
Yeah, well, he came and looked in at them, and
Mhm.
he agreed with me that
They need to be
they've been
replaced.
in there for quite a while, and I do have the air leaks around it,
Okay.
but,
Thank you for coming in.
well, thank you. Thank you for listening to me.
No problem. No
And we'll
problem.
hop on this right
Anytime.
away.
Okay, and then I will contact Eddie and have him get in touch with you.
Thank you.
And check that out then.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you.
All right.
Okay, any old business anybody wants to bring up for the good of the order?
Any old business?
New business?
Citizen input?
We don't have any citizens anymore.
No, but, I got a few questions. We voted on vinyl windows in some houses before, and we voted on vinyl siding on houses before without the proof if there was clapperboard or not. And then this evening, we go back to way, which we all agree, our book says, no, stay away from vinyl, stay away from this. So I really don't know if we're consistent, maybe we just need to discuss this, you know, off camera, but
There is no off-camera discussion.
No.
well, I mean, a special meeting.
You can't have a closed meeting.
Oh, the
Still
closed
on
meetings on okay, because I've never seen them on the.
No. You can have closed meetings for specific purposes. This board does not make decisions relative to any of those purposes. You don't do personnel, you don't do contracts, you don't do legal issues. You might, okay, maybe have a closed session for legal issues, but you can't have a closed session to discuss policy.
We can't have a closed session to discuss policy.
We could have a.
So when you guys have your meeting for revamping landmarks and changing the name, that's all open. That's an open.
There's no decision being made, and yes, anybody who wanted to come to those meetings
Right,
is welcome to.
I didn't say decisions being made, I just thought we could have a closed discussion. But you say we can't, okay. No decision be made, and it just,
Well, see, you have regulatory authority, and
so our workshops are all,
we have to advertise this meeting 24 hours in advance.
I understand
Give
this
notice to
meeting.
the public. A committee meeting doesn't rise to that level.
okay. Let me,
But the committee meetings weren't closed either, they just weren't advertised.
so our workshops,
They're advertised.
our workshops are advertised, okay. I wasn't aware of that. I thought we could call for a workshop to discuss. things.
Can, but I can't close it.
Well, I didn't mean really closed, I mean, okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Thanks, George.
I'll get you out of there.
Yeah, thank you.
Second.
I started to sweat there.
All in favor?
All right.
No, I want to stay.
Meeting is adjourned.
George, what's the thing?
Channel 7 and 98 TV and web broadcasting are made possible through contributions and donations from viewers like you. Thank you for your support.